Welcome to this 35-minute Yin Yang practice. Begin in a comfortable seated position, allowing the eyes to close. And taking a deep breath in. Feel the warmth of the rising sun on your skin, awakening your body, letting that breath go. On your next inhale, lengthening the spine. And exhale, softening the shoulders. Taking a moment to set an intention for your practice. Maybe a word comes to you. And throughout this practice, we'll be doing a pyramid style. So we'll do 2 exercises or postures for 21 rounds. And then we'll do 1 14 rounds, 1 7 rounds, and then we'll work back up 1 14 rounds, 2 21 rounds, and we'll finish in Savasana pose. In between the rounds of postures, we'll come into those yin style postures. In those yin style postures, I invite you to take that space to reconnect with this intention, to reconnect with the breath, allowing the body to fully restore itself between those yang postures. Bringing hands to the knees, and on an inhale, opening the chest forward, looking up. As you exhale, rounding the belly, chin to the chest, alternating here with the breath. And going as fast or slow as you'd like, doing 21 rounds of the seated cat-cow. Feel the fluidity of the movement syncing with your breath. As you've completed 21 rounds, coming to seated, taking this moment to allow the breath to slow back down, taking a scan of the body from the head all the way down the shoulders, the spine, the hips, the legs, all the way down to the toes, checking in with what effect this posture has had on the body. Coming back to your intention. On an inhale, arms either reaching out wide, fingers extended, or fingertips to the shoulders. And exhale as you twist. Inhale as you twist to the opposite side. So inhale to one side, exhale to the opposite, keeping the core engaged, spine tall, and moving with ease here. Keeping that gaze over one side, doing this for 21 rounds. And coming back through center, hands face down on the knees as you've completed those rounds. Noticing the breath and slowing it down. Taking an inhale, and as you exhale, softening those shoulders. Notice what effect this posture has had on the body. Maybe taking a moment come back to that intention for your practice. Observing the breath, as it comes and goes. Transitioning into a reverse tabletop here, with the legs extended out, arms slightly behind you, fingers pointing forwards. Engaging the core to lift the hips up and then shimmying the body forward into that reverse table. Squeezing the glutes and the core as you lift up. If that's too much for today, walking the feet slightly in and then alternating between that reverse tabletop and then hovering the body. So either legs extended further out or bent here. Core engaged, glutes engaged. Inhale as you lift the hips. Exhale as you slide back, hovering, lowering with control. Let the movement energize you so the body is engaged the whole time as we go through 14 rounds here. And as you move, moving with intention and control, notice if there's any urge to hurry through this one. See if you can slow it down. Checking in with the knees, if there's any pain in the knees, adjusting the feet hip width apart. Once you've completed 14 rounds, coming back onto your back, resting in Reclined Butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees open, arms by your sides, palms face up. Or if you'd like, bringing one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. As you do that, noticing the rise and fall of the belly and the chest as you inhale and exhale. Maybe feeling the beat of your heart under the hand or under both hands. Allowing yourself to come back into this yin posture, letting go of that effort. And finding ease as gravity does the work here. Allowing the breath to come and go naturally. Letting go of any thoughts about what's next. And coming back to your intention for today's practice. On your next exhale, preparing for movement here, hands to either side of the legs, drawing the knees back together, reaching the right arm overhead and gently rolling onto your side, taking a moment, resting the head on the arm. As you're ready, gently pressing yourself up into tabletop. Taking an inhale as you move into downward facing dog, pressing heels towards the earth. Exhale, rippling forward to plank. Lowering halfway, Chaturanga. Inhale to up dog. Exhale, returning to down dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or Cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So moving through this flow 7 times. Knees, chest, chin, or Chaturanga. And see if you can slow it down, controlling each part of the movement. Putting that mind to muscle, memory, and connection here as you move through these postures, moving with the breath. Building heat through the body. And once you've completed 7 rounds, bringing those knees wide apart, big toes together as you melt the hips back in child's pose. Arms reaching forward, forehead to the mat, allowing that breath to come and go, and taking note of what effect this flow has had on the body. Maybe coming back to the intention that you set for today's practice. And allowing yourself to rest in this yin posture. Allowing the breath and the heart rate to slow back down. On your next inhale, beginning to deepen the breath here, and walking hands in towards the body, making your way to a comfortable seated position. And we're working back down that pyramid, so this time we'll do 14 rounds of boat to hollow. So coming to find your boat pose, sitting tall, inhaling as you hold, and exhale as you hollow back. If this is too intense today, doing those toe taps I was demonstrating, or if you want to increase the intensity, arms reaching overhead as you hollow the body out back. Moving fluidly between these two postures, engaging those deep core muscles. Once you've completed 14 rounds, allowing those feet to rest, knees bent, and resting the forehead on crossed arms. Allowing the body to completely relax forward here, taking a moment, checking in with what effect that posture has had on the body. Allowing the shoulders to soften, the belly to soften. Maybe coming back to your intention for today's practice. On an inhale, finding yourself sitting tall, legs extended, flexing the feet, reaching the arms out wide as you inhale, and as you exhale, twisting, reaching opposite pinky to little toe. Alternating here, inhaling back up, exhale, twisting to the opposite side. Keeping those movements dynamic, yet controlled. Rinsing out any tension. And completing this twist 21 times. Inhale to center, exhale as you twist opposite pinky to opposite toe. Core engaged as you twist. Grounding through those hips. And once you've completed that twist 21 times, coming into a caterpillar forward fold, so either leaving the legs out, maybe walking them in, releasing any fleshy bits from your sides, and as you exhale, letting the breath fold you forward, rounding through the back body, allowing the feet to relax, keeping a small bend through the knees. Shoulders resting down away from the ears. Unclenching the jaw, allowing the breath to slow back down. Noticing what effect this movement has had on the body. Maybe coming back to your intention for this practice as we stay in this fold for some time, allowing the breath to come and go naturally, allowing yourself to be on the mat right here, right now. On an inhale, rolling that spine up, head and neck coming up last. And then carefully making your way onto your back. Arms by your sides, or if you'd like extra support for the core, hands under the low back. As you bend those knees, extending legs up to the ceiling, pressing through the heels. And then bending the knees, extending those legs out forward. So pressing heels to the sky, bending knees, pressing heels to the front of the mat, bending knees, extending heels to the sky, alternating here 21 times. So the core is engaged the entire time. If the low back starts lifting off the mat and you start to shift around, extending those legs a little bit higher as you press them to the front of the mat. Core stays engaged, breath steady. Imagine each time that you bend the knees that it's as if they're working from a tabletop position and they're lifting from 90 degrees and extending from 90 degrees. So the knees stacked over the hips each time they bend and as they extend to the ceiling. If you'd like, I invite you to join me for a mini break here. Legs to the ceiling and circling those ankles in one direction. Getting out any clicks and ticks, and then moving those feet in the opposite direction. Taking that mini break here. And then returning again. Extending those legs out in front and then back up to the sky. Really finding that length through the backs of the legs, pressing through the heels the whole time. Once you've completed your 21 rounds, if the hands aren't under the low back, shimmying side to side, placing the hands there and coming into a modified legs up the wall pose. So allowing the legs to rest. Maybe a slight bend comes into the knees, resting those feet and ankles, allowing the breath to slow back down. Noticing the effect this posture has had on the body. Shimmying side to side, releasing hands to the sky and shaking everything out. Shaking the hands and the feet as hard and fast as you can, keeping it safe, no pain here. Letting it go, shake, 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 shake. Letting those arms and legs hang heavy to the sky for a moment. Notice how that feels. And release everything down, finding your Savasana. Legs out front, arms by your sides, palms face up. Releasing all effort. Feeling the warmth of energy flowing through the body. Allowing the breath to soften. Absorbing the balance of strength and surrender. Noticing how the body feels. Absorbing all the effects of this practice. Allowing the breath to come and go naturally. If you find yourself becoming distracted through this Shavasana, I invite you to bring your awareness back to your intention for today's practice. Beginning to deepen the breath, maybe bringing some gentle movement into the body, wiggling fingers and toes. Inhaling the right arm overhead, bending the knees and rolling on to your side, using that arm as a pillow. Taking your time, pressing yourself up, coming to a comfortable seated position. As you find yourself in a comfortable seated position, taking a deep inhale and exhale, softening the shoulders. Once again, bringing your awareness back to your intention and maybe allowing yourself to bring that forward into your day. Taking a moment to thank yourself for showing up to this practice, for showing up for yourself. As you inhale, arms reaching overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. Namaste.